Hi, and welcome to City Connections. I'm your host, Jody Baumgartner. Our show this month is filled with information that could affect your family, your property, and your community. We'll also reintroduce you to a familiar face serving in a new role. But first, we're going to tell you a little bit about a new program that's sure to be a hit with teens this summer. Now, for most teenagers, it's common to get a daytime summer job. Thanks to a collaboration between 3 city departments, teens also will have something fun and safe to do at night. For more on this, here's Michelle Gill-Moffett.
Summer Night Lights is a collaborative project between the Greensboro Parks and Rec Department, as well as the Greensboro City Police Department, City Libraries, and City Arts, as well as lots of community partners. That's going to offer over 60 free activities and events for teens throughout the summer. We've been fortunate enough to partner in the city with the Police Department, the Libraries, and City Arts, as well as Parks and Rec to offer this program to the community. We've got some great community partners that have stepped up to the plate to provide some funding to make sure that this partnership works throughout the community and is free for the teens that are involved.
SNL, I think, is a great program. It's really going to help kids kind of do something interesting, something kind of free on their nights this summer. I think it'll be a lot of fun. I know that we have a lot of great programs planned, and I'm really looking forward to it.
And we'll also be hoping getting the word out because we're teenagers ourselves. We know who to talk to, who to give the information to, and how to spread the word.
We have over 60 events. We have basketball and soccer at the Sportsplex, as well as entertainment. We've got workshops at the libraries, movies at the libraries. We've got a jam fest that's going to feature high school bands that the kids can come out and listen to their friends play. We've got outdoor movies. We also have a teen fun night downtown where we're going to have bouncy houses and a cornhole tournament. And each recreation center is doing different activities. We've got pool parties. There's something for everybody. Our activities are going to kick off in June, and they're going to go all the way until August when school starts back up. And people can find out the exact dates and locations at two places. They can go on the Greensboro website at greensboro-nc.gov/SNL for Summer Night Lights, or they can check us out on Facebook at GSO Summer Night Lights.
You can follow us on Twitter. Our username is GSOSNL. And we'll have all the updates on the upcoming events and anything you should be looking forward to.
The black and yellow Safe Place signs you may have seen around town have recently been updated, but their purpose remains the same. They serve as a beacon for youth who are running away, suffering depression, or dealing with drug and alcohol-related problems, or dealing with abuse. Officer Doug Campbell gives us more on this project.
If a teenager or young adult is running away from home, it's kind of in a bad situation, it gives them a place they can go to and be out of trouble and call for a counselor to come and speak to them. This is a way for children in crisis to get help. So if the child walks to the Safe Place area and gets help that way, that's fine. If you call on their behalf and get the counselor to come to them or call them and talk about their problems, that's also fine. The Safe Place program is not geared toward any particular age, just any juvenile who is in a stressful situation, wants to leave the house or whatever situation they're in and just seeks some counseling and maybe a place to spend the night if they're having a fight with their mom or their dad, some place where they can go and get a little break and get some counseling about what to do. Each Safe Place area is partnered up with one agency that provides the counseling and the residential services, and in Greensboro it's youth focus. So when a call comes in from a Safe Place location, the youth focus counselors will be the ones who respond out and provide housing. The Safe Place is not focused on police and people getting arrested so much. Some people feel comfortable dialing 911 for their problems. This is an alternate route. So you come to the Safe Place, they call a counselor, and the counselor will come talk to you. And they'll evaluate the situation from there. And they'll involve the police, as necessary. The locations around Greensboro that are safe places are fire stations, EMS bases, police stations, libraries, the bus depots, the recreation centers, and also all city buses are safe places. But safe places not for babysitting, not just a place to watch after your kids while you run errands. If you're kind of uncertain, say, I know fire stations were, I'm not sure if police stations were, there will be a sign prominently posted to let you know if it's a safe place or not. The Safe Place program is on the City of Greensboro website. So you can just go to the website and go to the Safe Place part, and it can give you more information on the different locations and also the number to text if you need those services.
Now it's time for this month's fun fact. Try your best to guess the right answer. In addition to all GTA, heat, and SCAT buses, how many city buildings and facilities are now official safe places for teens in crisis? A, 18, B, 28, C, 38, or D, 48? Stick around to see if you guess the correct answer. Earlier this year, we brought you a story about the Better Buildings grant program. Now, this program was so well received that the city was given an extension. Now, this means that if you're still interested in applying, you have time. Residents need to submit their applications by July 26th. For more information or to get your own application, check out the city's website at www.greensboro-nc.gov/betterbuildings, or you can call us at 373-CITY, that's 373-2489. When the city is in search of a new director for one of its many departments, it's very important to find the right person for the job. When this person can be found from within the organization, it makes the hiring process much more simple. Take a look.
I actually moved to Greensboro about 26 years ago, about 6 months out of college, but I had grown up spending my summers in Greensboro. So when the opportunity came to get a job with the city of Greensboro, I applied, not really knowing what I wanted to do, but had an opportunity to work in the library department as a roster position, and found it interesting, found it something that I wanted to do, and actually while I was working full-time with the library, pursued a master's in library science because I knew that libraries is where I wanted to be, and I definitely wanted to work for government. Started out here at Central, worked in a couple of our library branch locations, and then actually came back to Central in 1997. I started off as an administrative assistant. I've held positions such as a library associate, I was branch manager, I've been a computer coordinator, and then came downtown, back downtown actually, in about 1997 as project manager, became assistant director, and now director of the library. I generally plan in 5-year spans, but I knew more so that I loved working for the library, and I love working for the city of Greensboro. So opportunities as they came up, I made decisions that I felt would be the best for me and the best for the organization. Did I have my eyes set on becoming library director one day? I don't think I thought about it from that perspective. I very much think about it from the perspective of service. I love being here. I love seeing what we do to the lives of people. But what happened was, in the process of working as an assistant director, involved in many activities and that would come up, you start to realize that you want to make a difference. And I was making a difference. I had a great department head who allowed me the opportunity to work in many different areas. So when she moved to another position and I served as interim, I really had an opportunity to see if I was able to take on that additional responsibility and continue to lead an organization in a direction that was forward. So when the opportunity came up, I definitely knew that I wanted to submit my application and be part of the process. And so when the position was advertised and it was a competitive process, I felt then that when I put my name in for the process, I felt like I could compete, and I really believed that I could lead this organization in the direction that libraries need to go, and in the direction that the city of Greensboro wants to see all of this department go. We want to move forward. The day that they called me to inform me that I had the position, I was a little surprised, not that they informed me, but I was surprised at my reaction. And what I mean by that, with that comes such a tremendous responsibility, and I take the position of library director very seriously. I believe that it's important for the director of the library to understand and to know the trends of libraries, to understand and know what the community needs. And in our case, not just knowing the trends of libraries, but I also had the responsibility of understanding and knowing the role of museums in a community. So with that came a knowledge and an understanding that I had to be at the top of my game, and I had to understand the ability to work collaboratively with staff, with other city departments, with other agencies within the community to continue the mission of the library. I think that having 25 years of experience with the city of Greensboro most definitely probably helped me in the process. I think as the city is moving forward, they are looking for people who understand the city. And that doesn't necessarily come from having to be here, but because of my activities and my involvement in city initiatives and my understanding of how city government, specifically the city of Greensboro, worked, I definitely believe that that helped me compete for the position. I think it's important for anyone who's coming into a department head position, department director position, that they understand the workings of government. And I think it was to my benefit that the government that I understood was the city of Greensboro.
Congratulations, Bridget. Now, if you've ever walked along the downtown Greenway, then you know just how wonderful it is. And if you haven't, then you don't know what you're missing. The downtown Greenway will loop all the way around Greensboro. Eventually, it will connect to the Atlantic and Yadkin Greenway and complete a route all the way up to Summerfield. Here's Andy Scott with more information.
The downtown Greenway is a joint public-private partnership between the City of Greensboro, Action Greensboro, and a number of individuals and organizations throughout the City of Greensboro. Primarily, it is a 4+ mile walking trail that encircles the downtown area and connects with about 6 or 7 other trails and trail networks in the City of Greensboro. But like most trails of this nature, it is much more than just a walking trail. It's a health enhancement because it encourages people to get out and walk, to get out and ride bicycles. It's a mobility enhancement because it gives people the ability to move about the community in different sorts of ways. It's an art project because there's already beautiful art, interesting art that's already popping up along the Greenway. And most importantly, I guess to me, because of what I do as an economic development project, and we've already seen the economic development spill over. If you look on the north section of the Greenway that just opened along Smith Street, the apartments at Fisher Park are located there, partly because of this access to the Greenway. Deep Roots Market has recently opened. You have a major project in the planning further on down in the southern part near Lee Street and Elm Street that will gain access through the Greenway. And various other communities that have had similar projects, we've seen the property values adjacent to the Greenway increase anywhere from as low as 15 to as high as 25%. Overall, there will be a 4-mile circle of downtown. The Greenway will roughly follow Murrah Boulevard on the east, Smith Street on the north, the railroad tracks down the west, and then looping behind Spring Garden and Lee Street on the south. The estimated city contribution to the Greenway when we first started talking about it was approximately $14 million. $7 million for the first phases were included in a bond issue several years ago, and that part of the process is underway. In addition to that, the Greenway has been enhanced with a significant amount of private contributions from individuals and corporations throughout Greensboro, and with a goal of approximately $3 million in private contributions. I think probably the one thing that distinguishes our Greenways from among the others that I've seen in other is the significant time, attention, and investment we're making with public art. It really does sort of raise the level of our Greenway above the norm and says something particularly special about the type of place Greensboro is, the kind of place it is to live.
Perhaps you're the type of person who prefers to spend their free time on water rather than walking the trails. If so, have we got some great news for you. Residents are now allowed to use stand-up paddle boards at Lake Higgins. Now, if you don't have your own paddleboard, don't worry. The city is in the process of acquiring some paddleboards for future rental use. If you have any questions, contact Lake Higgins at 373-3739. Now we're ready for a quick break, but don't go anywhere. We'll be right back with this month's special guest and much more City Connections.